Crafting with Miss Terrie. This is our May project, and it'll be the last of the year. You received a packet that will contain a container of paint, a ribbon, a canvas mat, instructions, a piece of parchment. Yours might be colored. I just took what I had at home. And you'll have two sheets that have different patterns on it. You'll have an owl, a butterfly, a bear, and a Scotty dog. And then you'll have some papers torn from a magazine. They don't really have to make sense because you're looking for colors. And you'll have two pieces of cardboard in case you want to make another one or you make a mistake and you want to try it again. And you're going to have a glue stick that is purple so that you can see what you're gluing. Okay, our finished project should look like this. And you have a hanger here with your ribbon. You have black or blue ribbons. If you have some extra ribbon at home, you can use it. What we're doing is we're using recyclable materials. You have cardboard from cereal boxes. You have pieces of paper from a magazine that you can cut, and you can cut them in any shape you want. This is like a collage. So they call it strip art, which you're basically cutting strips of magazine or colored paper. You could even do this with construction paper or colored Xerox paper. Or even if you do scrapbooking, you can do it with papers from there too. But anyhow, what I did is I took and I looked for color. So I found a cat, the center of my butterfly. And so then I have different colors. I have some greens from some foliage. I have some blue and pink with lettering on it from an article. And any place that I might have not got covered when I originally did it, I just pasted a piece of paper in there. And so it's just a scrappy work of art. And what you are going to be doing first, so that it has time to dry, is you're going to take your canvas and you're going to remove the plastic, and then you're going to paint the surface and the sides with your black paint. And then you're going to let that dry, and we'll come back to it later. Okay, then you're going to find your sheets of patterns. This is an owl here, and on the back side is a butterfly. And I've already cut the Scotty out, and then there was a bear. So I've got my Scotty pattern cut out, and what I'm going to do, on your instructions, I gave you a couple different ways of doing this. Now, in the pictures, it shows that they're placing little pieces within the actual picture. But you can do it a couple different ways. You can put all your strips on your plain side of your cardboard. Just keep putting them on. And then you flip your board over, and then you trace around your template, okay? And then you trace around it, and then you cut it out, and then you should have something that looks like this, okay? Now, if I missed any spots, you can see I have a blue piece here that just looks like it's been at an angle. I missed the tip of his ear, so I added a little bit more. I missed part of his tail, too, because I didn't put all the paper all the way across because of time. And the parchment is so that whenever you are placing your strips on the cardboard, and if they stick out a little bit because you've gotten too much glue on there, then it won't stick. When you lift it up and get ready to cut it, it won't stick to your project. So what you're going to do is find a pattern out of the four, and like I said, I used my Scotty. And the other way you can do it is like they did it in there. They drew it and they added little pieces. Or you can draw your shape and you can make your shape go whichever direction you want. And then you just cut out your shape. So you have 3 ways of doing this. And don't worry if you get off the line. You're going to be trimming this up after you do your paper strips. And I'm almost done. And, okay. Okay, so with this way, you've cut out your shape, and then you're just going to start cutting and gluing your strips. So I have a piece over here, and I'm going to apply some glue to it. It's nice to work on this parchment paper because if you get the glue on it, then it doesn't get all over everything else. And I gave you purple so that you can see your glue, what you're gluing, so you can make sure. You want to make sure you have plenty of glue to hold down. And then you just start placing the strips on your project. Now, if the strips are a little longer, just trim them right off, and you can add that piece somewhere else on your design. Okay. So you just, and you keep going. And then once you're done, then you flip it over and you trim around your shape. Okay? So that is one way of doing it. And then I told you about the last way. Now, if you're doing just confetti type things, you can go ahead and just cut pieces any which shape you want and then just attach. And that is your way of doing things. You just go ahead and do it. I mean, I did strips, and that's what the craft is all about, strips. But if you want to try doing just different random shapes and overlapping them to get an effect, hopefully not dropping your glue all over the place. You can do that, okay? And just fill them in and see what kind of effect that is. You're still going to have to flip them to trim, but that would be another way of doing it. So after you have your shape done, and you trimmed them, okay? I'll move this one out of the way. You're going to take your canvas, which you've painted black, pretend mine is black, and you're going to place your shape on there. Now, previously you got little containers of tacky glue, and that works real well. Just remember that when you do your gluing, you want to stay about 1/4 of an inch away from the edge because glue spreads, and we're going to be pressing this down on the canvas. So you're going to press it on your canvas, centering it where you like it, okay? And then with your parchment paper, you can fold it so there's no glue up. You can place your glued canvas down on top of it. That way any glue that comes out won't get on anything, and put a weight in here, okay? And that will help hold your design. Like my butterfly here, I turned it over, laid it on parchment, and I put a weight here to try and keep the corners all down so it didn't curl. And then when I was done with that, I took my ribbon and I stapled it with a regular staple gun to my back of my frame. You can see it right there. Okay, I stapled it right there. Okay, and then it's ready to hang. Okay. So I hope you enjoyed this craft, and hope you want to make more. So please send me pictures, email me pictures, Facebook me. The library will then pass them on to me, and I'll be able to see what you've done. So I thank you for a wonderful year. I hope you enjoyed it, and so long.